Okay, so the UI challenge. This was our grid. We had to replicate this little snapshot here. Mobile looked like that. Tablet looked quite different. If you don't need to say anything this time, just mute yourself so I don't get any feedback for YouTube. That'd be great. Thank you. So, we had quite a few instructions here. Where do you want to start?
Media query.
Definitely the media query. Why do we need a media query?
Because it's only a specific width that needs to change.
Yeah.
Columns.
So I've been really lazy here. Maybe I should pad it out a little bit, but I've got my ID of container just because I've only got one of them, and my I can change to my item, so I'm a bit more semantic, right? Oh, I didn't want to change every single I though. So I've tried to save myself time, and I probably haven't at all.
For some reason, you also put in TEM.
Oh man, yeah, you're very right. Oh, there's some really scary breathing going on there.
Oh, sorry, that's me.
I hope you're not giving birth yet, Cathy. Just hold on a bit longer. Right, if you're not saying anything again, just mute yourselves and no problem. So we're not doing the scores, we're just doing the question review. So hopefully I've padded out the HTML for us there, so we don't have to worry about that. But style-wise, Jack suggested we need a media query. So, at screen, is it? I always forget these. At media query and the screen, right?
At media only screen.
Only, is it? Yeah. And then what do we need? A min width?
Yeah,
Min width, max width. What way around do we want to do it? If the screen is let's do a min width one, shall we? So min width 500 pixels, yeah? Can you see that up there? Just about. Yeah. What goes inside for our minimum width? Then we display the 5 columns on the same row. So how would we write that? We're using grid, right?
Display grid.
So I assume we always want to display grid. We don't have to, but as it's a grid question, let's try and adhere to, grid as much as possible. So we've got a container. Inside of that, we've got display grid. Maybe some other things.
Dot container? No. Oh. Not React, sorry.
Not dot in this case. Hash.
Oh, really?
Because I've used
it works anyway, right?
Because I've used an ID. Well, it depends what you use. If you use the class, it will be dot. If you use a container, I assume you want some grid template, some grid template areas, or some grid template columns, something like that. Yeah. Grid template columns, I think, would be good in this case. And that is what we're going to change from one thing to another. So for our minimum width, so what's minimum width? Is that minimum width 500? Is that going to refer to the mobile or the tablet?
The tablet.
Tablet, yes, correct. Because anything less than 500 in this case, we're going to assume is the mobile view based on the question, yeah? So for the tablet, I want everything all in one row. So I want 5 columns, and I want 1 FR. What's next?
2 FR.
2 FR, yep, double. Then back to 1 FR, 2 FR, and 1 FR. Alright. That should get me that sort of format once we add in some padding. I think the internal padding and font size stays the same, right? From one question to another. Sorry, from one view to another.
It does,
Yeah.
Yeah. And we also have a background of maroon, which also stays the same. So for my container, can I put anything else?
Grid gap.
Grid gap, 10 pixels.
Grid gap. Yeah, that will work, won't it? So we've got a grid gap of 10 pixels. And how about my items? Maybe I could also put my font size in here. That would filter down, right? Or I could put it on the item. I don't think it matters. But font size to be 25 pixels. We need something in the template columns. I haven't quite worked it out yet. I think that's the trickiest part probably. In my item, dot hash on its own, what does it need as a selector?
Padding.
So just to select it first, is item correct on its own?
Ah, no, dot item.
Dot item, fantastic, yep. And padding, you said?
Yeah.
What padding do we have?
10 pixels.
But haven't we done... Oh yeah, internal gutter, yep, correct. Padding. Anything else in the item?
I put color white, but I don't know if that's.
Yeah, if we weren't sure, we could try a colour white. It definitely is, but shouldn't be needed in this case.
And did you already put the background color?
I have no maroon anywhere, no.
So you can put it on the item.
It has to go on the item, right? If I put it on the grid, we get everything.
Hmm.
The background colour. So we can do a background maroon. Ooh, maroon.
It needs to be background color, or it can be.
Background's fine, so background shorthand. That can take many properties, background colour being one of them, so that will work.
Oh, on your media, you grid template columns at end.
Yep. Good spot, Jack. So how about the grid template columns for...
It needs an end.
Oh, it still needs an end. I thought it was just in the one place, sorry.
I think
So
it's.
this is the mobile view, is it?
So this is for the mobile view.
Or
How would we do that one?
That one we already did that on the media query, right?
No, the media query, we've done 5 columns,
Ah, okay. No,
like that. So how do we do the mobile view instead?
One FR, two FR.
1 FR, 2 FR, exactly. You understand why, guys? No?
follow the same pattern for every column.
Follows the same pattern, yeah? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. If we had something, it would be 2, but it doesn't, so we still just take the 1. Anything else needed? I think that's it.
Should that be-
Semicolon.
Ah. No,
I didn't put a semicolon, right?
Huh?
I don't think it's a semicolon, but yeah.
Oh. Semicolon.
I didn't do this in my own.
Yeah, you're sharp today.
With that as well.
I tried to go with the
I was going to play it like that.
Oh.
text
Ah, yes. What did we miss?
text align.
The layout looks pretty good, but the numbers.
Sorry.
Text align.
Ooh. Tablet looks a bit wrong as well. So maybe I've written the media query wrong, or that media owns. I always forget the syntax. But okay, let's do the text align first. Where does the text align go? Container, item, does it matter?
Item.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the item. done that. Get the mobile, but not the tablet. So I think that our media query is just not coming into effect. Grid template columns. I think I've spelled it right. Probably this. Let's have a look. Do that for a second.
Oh, no, it is.
What is it?
You've got your media query, but you haven't yet specified where you want media query to into effect. So you've got media query, but you haven't said what you're trying to change the media query. Just go straight into the grid template columns.
Yep. Of course.
On it today, isn't it?
Jack, yeah, what have you drunk or eaten or?
So it's so bad that it's intermediate. It's like, I've done it actually.
So what do we want to change? What selector? Container, yep. So let's make sure we have our container. And then once we've got our container inside, we stick our code. It's not complaining, let's try again. Voila.
I was trying, but I could not get it to work with the because we use on CodeFlix the media query when we are using Flex, and then when we go to grid, we use autofit, min, max, and I was trying to use that, and I could not get that to work.
Okay. I'd have to look at your code, I guess, to see where it went
Okay.
wrong. But essentially all you do is inside your media query put the selector that you want to change and then the property that you want to change and just the new value. And whatever is in the media query will overwrite the existing one. So if you had auto and stuff up here, then that would just overwrite it with the new value.
Yeah, I thought we had. I thought we had to go with the other, not with media query, but to the.
Now I'm going to take Kate's code for this one because it nearly worked, but it didn't quite, and I couldn't initially see why. And I'm sure Jack will spot it in a couple of seconds, right, Jack? Okay. Success with an exclamation mark. So what is wrong with that code? If we test it, screen green red.
Ah, you missed the animation forwards. I don't remember how you exact fill mode, something like that.
Animation. I was hoping it'd come up with full fill mode, is it?
Forward.
Forward.
That when the animation goes to the end, it stays like that instead of going back to the initial state.
Didn't work. Is it definitely animation fill mode? See how much I love CSS. I don't remember anymore.
Forward.
Oh, did we not put forwards? Did we only put a single? Oops. Oh no.
But how should it be after 1 second? I don't know.
After 1 second is invisible. Should be like that. Boom, gone.
And what did she wrote?
She used opacity.
Well, maybe because she's using percentage instead of seconds. There. This 0, 9.
But then that's 1 second, so 100% of 1 second should still work. No? No ideas, anyone? It's got to be cheat sheet then. 4, right? Did you have an initial one? Let's have a look, see what the differences are. So I guess we don't need the forwards. We've got a name, and a duration.
I think it's because she doesn't have an opacity set there.
So we can try the initial opacity set to 0. See if that helps. And now we need it to be visible. Oi, it's not needed. Sorry, 1, yeah. No. Got the original, we've got 1090, is it 100? Back to 0. Oh my god, I'm just completely breaking it now. It's the same, right? The only thing is whether that animation shorthand doesn't take the arguments in that order. I don't know what order it takes them in. Let's take that bit of code. Oops. Right, let's look up the animation shorthand. Why does Google not know what I'm talking about when I just type animation, honestly? Got name and duration, which is all you put in, isn't it? Let's try split them up, see if it works. Weird, right? So couldn't use the animation shorthand property in that way. So maybe there are some defaults that are not what we expect.
Should I split, animation name, animation
Yeah,
duration?
so I think you were absolutely fine. If we take your code again, apart from instead of having the animation with the two shorthands, let's try it like that. No. So oh, got one. Animations do my head in. Everyone else or just me? 1 1
Yeah, you
0.
opacity 0 to dit.
Oh yeah, and opacity 0 at the start, of course. Let's see whether yours still works. No. Do you want to take over, Seb? What am I doing wrong now? Does anyone understand, or is it just me? Right. I don't get why it's not working.
I think it's just the UI system was corrupted.
Green, black, name, duration, opacity. Apart from semicolons, right? Okay, semicolons as well. You put them outside the bracket, okay? So you haven't terminated your values. Quite a few things.
But I
In the
have
end.
only one property. Why do I need the semicolon?
So if you have only one property, yeah, but don't put them outside
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're terminating nothing, essentially. Cool. That was a pain. What was the fifth one? Ah, this one. Yeah, yeah. So what would be your approach to this one?
I was using
Grid?
two
That's easy grid.
one class name that would be for all the childs, and the ones that says remaining I would put another class using flex.
Mm-hmm.
What was flow that takes all the remaining space.
Wow, okay.
But I couldn't finish.
So I wouldn't use grid, I'd use flexbox. It says, can we use flexbox instead? So I'm going to go that approach. And it is a training in the flex, question in the flex training even. So I would set it up as two separate rows. You can call them rows if you want. Inside of each row, I feel like I've got divitus, but I'm going to keep going. We're going to have always two. The first one we give a class of remaining. Second one I'm going to give a class of suggestions. Class of what? Can I do 60 pixels?
Yeah.
Nope.
No, you can. No?
But I could do px60.
Yeah.
Right.
It cannot start with a number.
Cannot start with a number. Nope. same again. This time I can swap them. And we can have PX80. And then remaining, right? They also will probably need some properties of their own, so I'll just put an I there for item. Something like that, right? So that looks like my structure. Will that display what I want?
No, you need to.
Even without the styles, will I have anything displayed on the page?
Yes.
Yes, will I? Okay. Whoa, nothing there. Why?
No CSS.
No, it doesn't matter. What CSS do you want?
Oh, it looks like you've had
Flex, you
Yeah, I
have
don't
flex.
have any text, right? It's like
You have to
actually,
display.
oh, let's just actually type in what I need. So I need boxes that say
Remaining.
remaining. I guess I need another one saying remaining. Definitely the post-lunch slump, right, guys, today? And now at least if I test it, I'm going to get something displayed. Right? It looks horrible, but I've got something. Now I can sort it out with a display flex. Huh?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. And then I can have an item. In fact, I don't do the width there, but if I have a PX80, what width is that going to be? Yeah,
50 pixels.
not 90, but 80 pixels. Can do the same for the 60. How about the remaining? What do I put in the remaining?
I think it was flex. I don't remember the.
Flex one work? Might do. So for each item, I need, I guess, a background of something. What colour is this one? Orange? And boxes on the right have an orange
And the-
background
and the
and
padding
come
and
with
the
an
margin.
internal and external gutter of 5. So padding and margin 5. Is that what you're saying? Padding 5. Margin. Okay. Am I done yet?
But you don't have class item.
I don't have class item, thank you very much. I've just put I. I've got background orange for the item, is that enough? What other colour? Oh, colour of the text, you mean? Should be white by default. Let's try. Oh, so the remaining didn't go remaining. What happens if we do that? Nope. So I think we're fine apart from making the remaining go the rest of the space.
It was, I don't remember exactly how it was written. It was a property flex, no, that it should be flow and it flake growth. Flow, I think it was.
Flow, flex flow. Maybe. Flex what?
Flex and then colon
Flex colon auto. So rather than width auto being flex auto. Oh,
Flex one.
we've done flex one.
Yeah,
I'm missing remaining. Have I definitely spelled remaining right?
Oh, missing dot.
Ah, missing dot. That's why none of the styles that we're doing are being applied.
And as well,
And
second and
For
third.
that. What? I thought they were the right size,
Oh,
but
this makes sense.
Yeah, they looked good anyway.
they looked good, didn't they? And then we're good.
Oh, so just with flex one it's enough. Okay.
Or that should also work, I think. Yeah. What other suggestions did we have? Flex auto. Yeah, also works. And the
All
last
parts.
suggestion was width auto, which does not work. What does that do? Not much. Okay, because it's flex, I guess you can't use width. So. Yeah. So those three options get you what you need. The easiest way is to create two separate flex containers, one for each row. Any other UI review?
I think I was going on a really
Yes, the other one.
wow.
What, the first two? Or
Yeah, no, I think there's one which has to do with well, this week up. The one with the three with the odd numbers.
one with the odd numbers?
Yeah, so one of them is a flex box, but yeah, this one is.
That one? The A, B, C, D?
Yeah.
Okay. Farage said it's letters. You made him go silent again. He's giving you that stare, Farage. You can't see it. For instance, let's display a two-column layout where the second column is 3 times as large as the first one. Okay, I think we've pretty much done this for the third question, right?
Yes.
So, I would do, I guess, one contain. Have I got any CSS? No, I've only got that. So, assume a typing position. Give me a class name.
Container.
Container works. I'm going to go for cont. What goes inside my container?
Another the item. Class.
A div with a class of item. I can go with
Yeah.
that. Yeah. What does that contain?
A.
A. Yep. How many?
4.
4. And let's change them to B, C, and D. Right. Styles. Dot cont. What do we need in my container?
We need display green.
Display grid works. Yep. Anything else?
It needs grid template columns.
We do indeed. What value should we give it?
Yeah, that was one I probably. I know it's
So it says the second column is 3 times as large as the first one. So what units could we use?
FR.
FR? Yeah, yeah. So if we've got one FR, and we want the next one to be 3 times as big, we can use You don't know? 231. What do you want? 4 like this. 2FR 3. What do you mean? Oh no, so we've got
Is it 1FR 2FR?
2 columns.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We want this B to be 3 times as big as A. So if A has 1, B surely needs 3. Yes. Right? That's it essentially, and then we just need to do the styles on the items. Boxes are painted with teal, internal, and the gap is 10. So if the gap's 10, we can use a grid gap 10. And then on the item itself, what do we need?
Background color.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my dots today. I'm obviously testing you. So background is teal, and what was the other thing? Padding. Thank you very much. And that was 10 or 15. What was it?
15.
15. Yeah. Is that it?
Color, white.
Colour white. I think we can get away with colour white. And that's it.
Oh yeah, that's where I was close.
I don't know. Were you close, Ed? Shall I check whether you were close?
Oh,
Yeah, I think it was the grid template column that I made a mistake.
So you used repeat 2, 1 FR. So all of yours would have just been the same size. Yeah, you'd have had 2 columns, both with 1 fractional unit each. Whereas we need 2 columns. The first one has to be 1 FR, and this larger column must have 3 fractional units. Yeah. So how many units we've got in total? 4. B takes 3 of them. A takes 1 of them. Simple as. Yep, you're very close. Should we leave it there?
Yep.
Alright.
Regarding the one using Flexbox,